G'day. Welcome to Graves in Australia Car Salvage. Today I'm playing with a Dinky Toys Dodge Royal Sedan. So, if you want to come along and see what I do with it, I'll meet you over at the workbench and we'll take a closer look at it. I hope to see you there. Welcome over to my little workbench. We did do a clean up, but we're starting to get messy again. Anyway, that's all right. That's for me to deal with, not you. Any case, let's have a look at our Dinky Toys Dodge Royal Sedan, Meccano Limited, made in England. And let's see if there's a number on here somewhere. There probably is. If you can see it, you're a better man than me, Gungadin. I think it's up here somewhere. But we might be able to see that once we take the base off and clean it. No, there it is. Right down there where my thumb is. It's 191. Or, I'll hold it the other way, 161. But I do say it's 191 if I go with the lettering. Now I've already taken the burr tool to take the top of the post off. But we can still look at the car as it is. It's missing its rubber booties, so we'll need to make some new tyres for it. The car overall looks like it's in not too bad a shape. The windscreen is broken in half, so we'll need to deal with that. The roof has been caved in, which I believe is why the screen is split. I have done a little bit of work in preparation in I've straightened the car up because it was tilted more that way, the top of the roof. So we've straightened that up already. Still got a little bit of work to do. But I thought I'll bring you guys along for the journey. All right. Let's get crack-a-lacking, as Pete from PB Restorations would say, and keep going. So, as I've taken the burr tool, we've been able to remove the base. No suspension. And we won't be putting, there's no room to put one in. We'll be cleaning up the axles. So we'll probably, loose lips. Okay, we'll most likely put this into some calcium lime and rust, which I'm sure I still have some, to take some of this rust away. That's on the wheels and on the bottom of the base. I don't want to take the hubs off because it's not really necessary, because they are rolling independent, so they're not jammed in. So it's just a matter of cleaning up. If I sprayed some WD-40 on it, it'll probably, to lubricate the axle, between the axle and the hub, I can do that as well. I probably will do that to help clean up. Now, normally the glass is held in by a rivet just in there. I will take that off, but then again I may leave it and do something with the screen. But yeah, the roof looks like somebody has jumped on it. You know, like when you see derelict cars in a paddock, kids like to play and jump on the roof, so we'll need to do something with that to straighten it out or bring it up a little bit. I'm just trying to see the angle on the back. I think it still needs a little bit more tweaking in that this part needs to go that way. Or if I look at it that way, this side needs to go that way. And the same thing with there, just needs to go a little bit that way. But I may do that part of it off camera, but to get the top part of the roof, I'll see if I can do that on camera. And the screen itself looks like it's been a nice split down the middle. And there you can see that the split came from where the post was. Now when the roof got crushed, it did break a piece out of the screen. But if I can do that right, there is a piece missing out of it. But I'm going to try an experiment. And if you've been a follower of my channel, you know I like experimenting with different things. So we'll see if that experiment of mine works. I may do it on camera, I may do it off camera. Undecided at this stage, because I have other things to do. All right, so I'll catch you in a moment, and we'll see if we can't do something with that roof. Catch you then. To assist me in put your tongue in, boy. To assist me in trying to rectify the roof on our Dodge Royal, I'm using some of this stuff, which comes to that. Now by itself, you can use it as a mould, but this is also the stuff I believe are in the jeweller's sandbags when they're trying to fix watches and other things in a jewellery store. Now I was initially going to tip it out and put it in here, but I've got enough mess to deal with, so I'm going to leave it in the bag for now. And I'll move that container out the way, and let's see if I can do this on camera. We'll give it a try at any rate. So taking a leaf out of Paul Restorer's book yet again. Lovely man, Paul Restorer, in that he shows the methods that he uses to straighten out a few things, and I give them a try, and they do work. In that, for here we're going to use a wooden dowel and a hammer. He uses a wooden block. I'm going to use this sand, in that it should soften the blows a little bit, And again, the sand I'm using, well, why I'm using the sand is from another YouTuber who hasn't been with us for a while, and that's Rob from Matchbox Garage. So let's have a... So just by doing that has helped it come out. I don't know if you're seeing it on screen on the shininess. We need to, just about where I've got my hammer now is where we need to come up. So that's in this part here, in there. So we'll... What the sand does, it absorbs the shock of all the way through, where if it was straight on wood or on hard surface, it is different. That's all I can say is. Yeah, we're almost there. Just a little bit more. So that's a way of straightening out your roof. You'll see that it's not quite as flat anymore. We need to still do a little bit there. Yeah, because I'm looking at the shininess of where our ups and downs are, our hills and valleys. So just a little bit of work where my left finger is there. And I'll do the rest of this off camera so I can concentrate on that better. We'll see you in a moment. Just a quick update. We have our roof where we need it to be. It's a lot straighter than what it was. Not so many humps on there. We'll probably need to do a bit of filling. Still got a bit of a dent in there, and that will probably bring that last bit here, as you can see, is low. That piece there might bring us up where we need to. But the other thing that we've done, again, I've taken that leap out of Paul Restorer's handbook by using a bit of plastic glue. We have joined our screen together, and we may get away with the front where she was broken. You can barely see it, but we still need to do something regarding the back. And as always, what you need to do is, when you're doing repairs, keep doing test fits. So we've got it around the rivet post, and when we have a look at when we set it in properly, it fits nicely around the front haunch of the roof, around the sides. There you can see that we still need to do something on this side here, but the glass is fitting now quite well in the casting. So we'll set that aside, let the glue cure properly, and then we'll stick it in the Paul Man's wash machine. So we'll get our wash machine ready, and we'll stick it in there. Now, what I forgot to mention earlier was that there's no interior on this. Anyway, that's beside the point. All right, so put that to one side. I'll see if I've got some calcium, lime. Try that again. Calcium, lime, and rust, or CLR for short. That's a mouthful. And we'll see if we soak this base in it. Won't use that one. We'll use a different container. Need a bigger one. Need a bigger container, Michael. And I do have one. And we'll bring you back shortly. Okay then. We are at the world famous Gravesend, Australia die-cast salvage stripper event or venue. We have our, if I get my finger in shot, there we go. We have the base in the calcium, lime and rust. We have the container on the angle so the whole thing is setting in there. But in the meantime, our strippers are ready, our participant is ready, and they want to go for a nice hot little bath. Let's just control the water. The paint, as you can see, is coming off quite nicely. Just adding a little bit of water at a time. And it's turned it all cloudy, which is sort of good. And we should be able to now also put our screen into some water as well. I'll just let that cool down a little bit, and we shall be back shortly. Rubber-dub-dub, a windscreen in a tub. Rubber-dub-dub, a windscreen in a tub. All right, so we've gone and nicked Marty's toothbrush, and we're just giving this screen a nice little rubber-dub-dub inside and out. I'm sure Julie doesn't mind me using the brush. I'm taking better care of it than what Marty is, because he left it lying out. Maybe it was Kevin, who knows. Anyway, so that's nice and clean. And like I said, you can barely see that where the screen was broken in the front. That's it, fumble fingers, drop it. Fumble fingers had to make an appearance. So we've still got to do a repair here, and I do have something in mind to do that repair. Whether that works or not, that I don't know. So we'll do a bit of an experiment, and we'll see how we go. And if it's successful, we'll bring you back and I'll tell you what I did. If we're not successful in what we're going to do, or what I'm thinking of doing, is what we can do is we can cut this piece out and sleeve a piece of clear plastic in behind it. So we're going to let that dry for now. We'll put the poor man's wash machine out of the way so we don't tip it over. So let's have a look at our base. So it is taking the rust off. Just give it a bit of a rinse. It will take some of the paint off, but that's fine, because what we're looking for is painting it anyway. But our axles have come up nice. So I haven't scrubbed the inside yet, but it's taken the surface rust off the axles, and it's taken most of that rust off that we had on the base. Let me just dry it up for you. Yes, I'm still here. There we go, we've dried it off. So we'll just do that, a little bit more clean up on the base, and we'll give that a coat of paint. I'll mask up the hubs and we'll go from there. So we'll see you when I start cleaning that. Well, let's see if this works. I'm using what's called UV resin, and if you've seen my videos in the past, I have used it a couple of times. So we'll just let that do a bit of a run for the moment. So I can get to where it needs to go. And we'll let that go. I'll put it in for 30 seconds and then we'll add to it and have a bit of a look to see. I have put in a sleeve of plastic to have a smooth backing. So we'll see how we go. We've got 6 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it'll shut off. See if the camera will focus on that. We'll need to fill in a little bit more on the section that I want. And just need to let it settle for a moment. And we shall put it in for 60 seconds. I'll try and find where the lid is to the resin itself. There it is. Now you can use if you've got a bright sky outside like I have at the moment, you could use the sunlight to do the curing. we'll see how we go. We've got another 25 seconds left. 20. Start counting. 15, 14, 13, 12, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it turns off. The proof is in the pudding when I pull the stuff underneath out, but I'll do that off camera so I can have a closer look at it. See you in a moment. Okay, the screen to repair is working. It is now out in the sun doing a natural cure, and so far I'm happy with the results. We have painted up our base, and we still need to make boots, of course, but our wheels are turning quite freely. So now we'll move on to onto the roof again, onto our car. There you'll see that we've got a whole lot of dimples. I could leave it as it is and say, well, it went through a hailstorm, but we'll see if we can't smooth it out. I've gone as far as I can by inside, and yes, I did grind down that post, and the screen does fit in there nicely, and like I said, it's out for repair. So I'm going to use some liquid metal filler. It is here's a made by. It's from Permatex. There we go. And that's we'll just squeeze it on. It should be enough. And we'll just spread it out as soon as I get my spreader ready. What we'll do, the easiest thing to do is just to cover the whole roof, and we'll let that go off, and then we'll be able to sand it down. So we'll come back when we're ready for the sanding. See you there. And we're back again. Aren't you the lucky lot? So we have put in the liquid metal filler up the top here, and we have sanded it down. It feels very smooth. We'll see what it looks like. Well, I will see what it looks like under the primer. If anything, I may still need to do a little bit more sanding just on that front lip, but that could be the casting itself that I'm feeling. And what I've done, which I haven't done for a very, very, very long time, at least 2 years, is I've drilled out these posts. Now I haven't tapped them because I don't have a tap to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some rivet heads. So that all lines up there. And I'm a cheap Charlie. Yes, you can buy rivets and things like that off eBay that make it look like that. But what I've done is, right, I'll get in your way for a moment, is that I bought some rivets. These are 2.4 millimeter in diameter. That's all that we need. And then what I've done is just put it in a vise, gave it a tap, tap, tap on there, which then of course releases the head itself. So we get two things here. One is we get an axle to be made, and we have, I reckon they will look smart once it's glued in place. I think she'll look sweet. Well, anyway, that's where we're up to. Again, we're experimenting a lot on this vehicle, and we shall carry on. The next time you'll see this, she'll be in primer, ready for some colours. No, we won't. No, we won't. No, we won't. Because I've still got to put some, degrease this. So what we'll do is, I know what we'll do. I do. No, I'm not ABBA. I don't sing as well. But what we'll do is, we'll make some booties. We'll make some tyres for that, so we can get ready. So I'll put that aside so it's out of harm's way. The casting is out of harm's way. Now, I've made these silicone moulds before, and I might just cut that flap off, that we don't need it. Of no use to us. A few things that aren't of use to us anymore. It's what happens with aging. There's a joke in there, Joyce. Anyway, so what I'm using is a Sikaflex. It is a car body sealant. You could use the same stuff that's used for windscreens that are glued into place. I've noticed Paul Restorer has gone to this sort of method as opposed to mixing up a polyurethane resin. So I don't know where he's picked that up from me, because I don't see anybody else using this method. This was just my interpretation of what Paul Restorer was using. But I didn't want to mix up the resin. I'll pick that lid up in a moment. So all we're doing now is putting this on top. Now I've left a little hole in there from where I had axles beforehand. I can see it's coming out on both sides. So that's telling me that that should be all filled. So we're going to let that set there, and I'll go and find the lid to the Sikaflex, and we'll come back, and I'm sure we'll be painting a vehicle, or we'll be putting the booties on the base. Catch you in a moment. Be surprised. Surprise. So Here we have the screen in place. Unless you've got something behind it like it is there, you won't. You don't know that that it was actually in two halves. And now the piece de resistance, as they say, is that rear window. Still the same window. But all I've done is I put a piece of clear plastic inside, anything smooth that will fit in there. And then, no, I didn't do it inside. I stand corrected. Gee, even I've got to think. I put it on the outside, held it on with some masking tape, and then with the clear UV resin, I came on the inside. I used the UV resin curer for 3 minutes. Then I took it out from there. I took the masking tape off and the piece of plastic that I had as a barrier, and then I stuck it down in the sunlight to cure. So, but if I do this quick assembly here and I throw the base on, I don't think you're going to really know. But in any case, the glass will still go into the floor polish. It will go into the floor polish just to give it a nice little gleam. There you go. See, that was a quick assembly, wasn't it? And like I said, for all intensive purposes, unless you're right up to it like this, I don't think you'll know that there was a repair job. So, shh, don't tell anybody. All right. We'll see you in a moment, and we'll either put the Berties on the base, or we'll be painting this. So, again, surprise. Well, I'll just finish spraying it in primer, and I have to say the filling in the roof, superb, excellent. But we have another problem that we didn't see beforehand. We have to fill up that gap in the C-pillar, and I think we've got a hairline. No, it is a break in the A-pillar. So we'll fix that up and we'll do the repairs on those, and we'll come back with some painting, I think. So just wanted to keep you updated. Okay, we're using our new airbrush and compressor. Just something different to our battery operated one that we're using. So, like I said, a lot of experimentals. So here we go. so I can change myself around. Let's get at the back of the fins. Just having a looky-see. Yeah. All right, that's our first coat. We'll let that flash off and we'll move on to the second coat. And you'll see this. Good question. Shortly is when you'll see it. This is just a reminder as to what I'd started with at the beginning of this episode. And here we are. Now, here we are with our Dinky Toys Dodge Royal Sedan. Surprised you, didn't I, with what we've done? We've given it a rat look. And how we achieved that was painting it, rubbing some back a little bit, then applying some rust effect paint, rubbing that back a little bit, and then we used some makeup powders to do a little bit more weathering. What else did we do with this little beauty? We've given it some new boots. They're self-made boots. We have repaired the screen that was split in half. We polished up the front end with the front bumpers because they were all chromed. We cleaned up the hubs a little bit. We did this, chromed up the rear bumper by just polishing it. And we've just detailed the tail lights a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this little video as much as I did making it for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, why not? Like the video, share it so you can give other people a good laugh. And we'll catch you next time on Graves in Australia by Car Salvage.